Encounter at $3.10, just on 2 to 1, touch better. General Nadim is at 2 to 1 on the New South Wales TAB.
Now, and General Nadim bounded straight into his stride. Encounter jumped smartly on the outside to put some pace on his Fraud, and they're going lickety-split at the end of 200 metres with lengths away South Bend as they near the corner. Into the straight now with 400 to go. General Nadim slipped into overdrive. He dashed away about 3 lengths to Encounter, sweeping around the outside. Pleasure Giver on the fence. Fraud is struggling, and so is Sports as they turn for home, where General Nadim is a mile in front. General Nadim led by about 5 to Encounter, who's now under the whip. He's running on pretty well in second place. The others headed by Pleasure Giver, but General Nadim is going to lead the troops home and won't raise a sweat. He's a 5-star General. General Nadim by 4 lengths to Encounter. Pleasure Giver third. South Bend fourth. South Bend fourth, followed by Punt, and then Sports, and Fraud is last.
Trotted in again. I mean, do you think this is a bit of a freak, this horse? I mean, we've had our Mays K in recent years, other absolutely brilliant sprinters.
Well, just note the way he's travelling here, Bruce. Like, York's got a lap full of horse. He went a pretty slick section, but then he goes into overdrive and accelerates. Now, this is the sign of a remarkable horse. Now, how far he'll go, that's the query. I can't see 1,400 metres stopping him. 1,600 metres, well, could be a query, but note the run of Encounter. Encounter did it tough all the way, but didn't shirk the task.
He reminds me very, very much of our Mays K a couple of seasons ago. He's a brilliant horse.
He's into $7 now and could come in another point or so yet. Volante still odds on, still $1.90, 61. Ebony Grove $17. Intergaze, the star 4-year-old at $7. 15 Magic of Sydney.
Complete the line and they're all set and they're off in the Warwick Stakes. Quick Flick on the extreme outside has jumped straight into his stride. Magic of Sydney is away smartly. Volante is going to surge forward from his wide barrier. And then Zoe in that bunch as linesman, a gap to Dan Endry, Sea Captain and Yobro, and tailed off is Shaskay. 500 out as they near the turn, and Quick Flick the leader, but here comes Volante. Volante on the outside is just about level with the grey as they turn for home. They're clear of Zoe Regal running a good race at big odds, and then Magic of Sydney. Juggler pulled out 3 deep as under pressure, followed by Great Command, then Intergaze and Ebony Grove. Into the straight, Volante on the outside, immediately headed Quick Flick. They've drawn clear of Zoe Regal, who's run a hell of a race from Magic of Sydney and Juggler, but it's Volante. Volante exploded away 100 metres out, and it's all over bar the shouting. Volante is right back to his brilliant best, and he trots away with the Warwick Stakes. Quick Flick second, Juggler third, Zoe Regal has run fourth at any old price. At the head of the others, Dan Endry, followed by Intergaze.
The Volante of old, he absolutely brained them. Killed them. Great horses, Jim. Is he right up there with the best?
Oh, he certainly is. Like, among the weight for age horses, he's right up with the likes of Rough Habit for explosive power. And as
this
you know,
Volante far too good, winning at 5 to 4 on in the Warwick Stakes. In other words,
but Volante's back, and he's back to his best.
Absolutely a course record, Lee. We were pretty chuffed up here with Volante.
He looks like being a top weight for age horse in Sydney, and looks a great chance in the Cox Plate again.
Yep. Out, and Souvent Rouge sharing the lead with Armadale, getting between that pair. Masked Party a bit more than a length to Charlie Bubbles, who's wide on the outside of Whistle Up and Winning Hand. About 3 to Pimpala Sun. Monet's Cove is flat to the boards, followed by Pragmatism, Might and Power, and then Future King, followed by Alpha. Here's the Prince as they turn for home. Into the straight, Armadale, a clear-cut leader, turning the corner over Masked Party and Savant Rouge. Then Charlie Bubbles, Whistle Up, and where are the others? Future King is still a mile back with Monet's Cove, but Armadale is in full flight 100 metres out, and he's got them beaten, although Alpha is starting to charge late with Might and Power. Armadale is walking. Might and Power's grabbed him with Alpha. I think Might and Power got up. I think Might and... Clear-cut leader turning the corner over Masked Party and Savant Rouge. Then Charlie Bubbles, Whistle Up, and where are the others? Future King is still a mile back with Monet's Cove, but Armadale is in full flight 100 metres out, and he's got them beaten, although Alpha is starting to charge late with Might and Power. Armadale is walking. Might and Power's grabbed him with Alpha. I think Might and Power got up. I think Might and Power got up in the last... You know well. Well, poor old Armadale, a horse you know.
Stages for him, but what a run from Alpha, and also the winner of Might and Power. They've both come back very, very good. And also the...
Well, Might and Power put up, I would say, one of the better performances on the day. I don't think he was expected to win over 1,200 metres, certainly at the tempo of the race and the quality of the race, but this is a top-class racehorse. Of course, those who have backed and I would say Might and Power's earned himself at least another kilo on the cups due to yesterday's performance.
what about Alpha Max, back from a tendon problem, giving Might and Power 6 kilos yesterday? What a run.
The run of the day. Now, Alpha, well, he's a serious racehorse, Alpha. And
these are also lining up in the Group 2 Hill Stakes over 1,900 metres. Very...
TAB number 6 Alpha, trained by Bart Cummings, could be Melbourne Cup bound. And Yippee-I-O, the current favourite for the Melbourne Cup, who might just find this a
South Bend with a postage stamp weight on his back. Kasani is now forced to go as Yippee-I-O flushes him out, and look at him sprint now. Alpha is tucked away on the fence, waiting for a run as they near the turn, followed by Shaskay, and then Ebony Grove and Classy Fella last as they turn for home. Into the straight, Yobro, South Bend, Kasani starting to paddle a bit. Yippee-I-O on the outside, and look at the rails run there for Alpha. You can put a bus through it. Alpha in the bright oranges, dash to the front. Alpha got right along the rails to grab the lead from South Bend. Yippee-I-O, Ebony Grove trying to get between horses. They've got him tight. He's coming fast with Shaskay down the outside. Alpha's in front. Ebony Grove is cutting him down as they hit the line. It's close. Oh, nothing in it. Ebony Grove maybe. A nose on the line to Alpha with Shaskay in third place. Run there for Alpha. You can put a bus through it. Alpha in the bright oranges, dash to the front. Alpha got right along the rails to grab the lead from South Bend. Yippee-I-O, Ebony Grove trying to get between horses. They've got him tight. He's coming fast with Shaskay down the outside. Alpha's in front. Ebony Grove is cutting him down as they hit the line. It's close. Oh, nothing in it. Ebony Grove maybe. A nose on the line to Alpha with Shaskay in third place. If Ebony Grove hasn't got up, he's been something beaten. He got held up in the straight, followed by
Ebony Grove. He'll be right there in Melbourne Cup markets now, Simon O'Donnell.
There's another one of Shane Dye's daring rides paying off. Alpha had every chance second, and behind...
Got to take into consideration Alpha should have won the race. Alpha hit the front but then lugged out alarmingly, and that cost it the half head by which it was beaten. You might say that's a weakness. Darren Beedman maintains Alpha is a better chaser. He had to go to the front. So see how he's had to stop riding it there? That's what cost him the race. But I can't take anything away from the winner because he produced brilliant finishing speed, the sort I didn't think he possessed.
Feel for the Spring Champion Stakes, but it's all quality, and this race...
There's a few tote changes. Number 1, Tie the Knot, is out to $2.10, getting closer to his bookie's price. El Murata at $2.70, 20 Dan. Brave Prince at $7, $11 for Spying, the stable
place on the outside of Spying. 2.5 to El Murata, who's got Tie the Knot in the pocket at the moment. Brave Prince about to stride up 3 deep and a length away. Pescadero tacking on, and they're bunching up as they come to the 600 metres mark. Mighty McCool about a half length to Prince Standarn. Spying is third on the inside of South Bend, who's had a perfect run. Brave Prince 3 deep as they come to the corner, and then El Murata. Tie the Knot on the fence, only 5 lengths off the lead, and last of all Pescadero as they turn into the straight. Prince Standarn is just about level with Mighty McCool. South Bend is joining in 3 deep. Brave Prince further out. Tie the Knot is behind a wall of horses, and El Murata to the extreme outside, taking a while to get going. Brave Prince hit the front. Brave Prince has raced to the lead in the Spring Champion Stakes. Tie the Knot is out after him now in the red with the white cap. Brave Prince in front. Tie the Knot knuckling down is charging. Tie the Knot is going a shade the better, and Tie the Knot got up to win the Spring Champion Stakes in a thrilling finish. I think El Murata will get... Brave Prince further out. Tie the Knot is behind a wall of horses, and El Murata to the extreme outside, taking a while to get going. Brave Prince hit the front. Brave Prince has raced to the lead in the Spring Champion Stakes. Tie the Knot is out after him now in the red with the white cap. Brave Prince in front. Tie the Knot knuckling down is charging. Tie the Knot is going a shade the better, and Tie the Knot got up to win the Spring Champion Stakes in a thrilling finish. I think El Murata will get third, just in front of Prince Standarn.
He's got courage, he's got great acceleration, and he still showed a...
El Murata will get third, just in front of Prince Standarn and Spying. Yes, it was a rib-tickling finish. Tie the Knot prepared magnificently by Guy Walter.
And he shifted out a horse, but Tie the Knot sprinted very, very quickly because Darren was held up. I'd put him in a pocket and he couldn't get out, and then Brave Prince shifted, and Darren had to come back, come out and come round. And he was like a good half length behind me. And you had to be a very, very good horse to do what he did and sprint quick and win, because most horses wouldn't have won.
$500,000 Epsom Handicap.
Number 1 Alpha, $7.50. Number 2 Kathleen Opening at $16. Number 3 One Per Lane into $7, been well backed. Dane Ripper is at $8, getting out to weight 50. Iron Horse at $21. King Ivor Number 7 is into $16. Might and Power still favourite on the tote into about $5.65.50. Nth 31.
And get into the race. Now, Might and Power will be off the fence and he will look the winner at some stage of the race. But I'm sure at the 100 metres, there's going to be about 10 horses that look like winning.
Off in the cannon, Epsom, Star Covered. Around the first turn, Crafty Bow goes to the lead by a length to Might and Power. Monet's Cove is out 3 deep. Tarnpur Lane on the fence in a perfect posse. Then Iron Horse followed by Flak Jacket, Cattle and Opening, Dane Ripper. Blue Gummers out 3 and 4 deep. Around Alpha on the fence, Star Covered, then Blazing Steel, followed by Holy Roller. Back with him, Stablemate Prairie. Going forward now 3 and 4 deep as King Ivor, followed by Ripper, Corporate James, Monopolise, Anthems, and last is Galactic Valley, 20 lengths from the lead. Coming to the turn, Monet's Cove on the outside and Crafty Bow are the 2 leaders, 3 lengths on Might and Power, 2 to Tarnpur Lane, followed by Iron Horse, Cattle and Opening, and then Flak Jacket, well back Dane Ripper, followed by Star Covered and Blue Gum. As they come over the rise, Monet's Cove running a cheeky race as well clear. Tarnpur Lane is getting out after him, then Might and Power hanging in, followed by Iron Horse and Alpha starting to charge home. Monet's Cove, Tarnpur Lane, Iron Horse is grabbing them. Iron Horse and Tarnpur Lane, Alpha and Blazing Steel jumping out of the ground, but it's Iron Horse for the Epsom and the Variety Club of Australia. Iron Horse wins from Tarnpur Lane. Blazing Steel has thundered home. Close up is Might and Power, followed by Prairie, Cattle and Opening, Alpha right there.
Well, he might be the bloke to give it to you, Simon, after
$5.50, Tarnpur Lane $2.80, Blazing Saddle $10.40.
And that's...
Yeah, he just pulled too hard. I mean, he just wouldn't settle for me at all, and he was up too close, and it's not... I had to take a narrow gap inside of him, and then when he got past Monet's Cove, he came in a little bit more, and there was a bit of buffeting there too, so that didn't help any.
How did that contribute to your finish? Could he have finished a little closer?
Well, he was still winding up. He would have finished a fair bit closer, I think.
3-year-olds are set for a showdown in tomorrow's $500,000 Caulfield Guineas. It's the best field assembled in many years, with the likes of...
At $3.50, 5 to 2. 11 to 2, General Nadim. 20's Knowledge, 4.20 Umrum. $4.20 for $1 is 3 1/4 to 1 or 13 to 4. 11 to 1 Schubert, 66 Denisaria, McGrader at 14, Tauke at 15 to 2, 7 1/2 to 1.
1,000 now, and Denisaria works to the lead by a length to General Nadim, and the pace is faster now. 3 or 4 lengths further back in Counter third, 1 1/2 to Umrum, capped on his hammer. 2 lengths to Umrum, capped on his hammer. 2 lengths to Tauke with the drop on them, and then El Morada. 3 lengths further back, Gold Guru, Schubert, and then Mustang Reg McFlirt. Over on the inside is Bradman, and the last couple here are Bonfires outside Knowledge. Heading to the 600, General Nadim finds the rail and gets a half a length in front again. From on the outside of him, Denisaria, and they're about 5 lengths in front of Encounter. Taking off round the outside is Tauke and Umrum struggling coming towards the turn. Gold Guru and Schubert have gone past him, and then El Morada. But General Nadim and Denisaria turn 3 in front. Tauke is running on, and then came Encounter. It's the General racing clear at the early part of the straight. He set up 3 lengths on them, but he is flat to the boards. Here's Tauke and Encounter coming after him. General Nadim in front. 100 out, he's 2 lengths clear from Tauke and Encounter, who's getting out now. Encounter is after General Nadim. It's Encounter grabbing the lead, and Encounter's won it. Schubert flashed home and grabbed second. Photo third eye, the General Nadim. Gold Guru is there, and Tauke. McFlirt just behind.
Plenty of speed up in front of the General, pushed up on the inside of Denisaria. Led at a half length, about 4 or 5 to Umrum, who scrubbed along on the outside of Encounter. 2 further back in the race, Tauke coming into it 5th. They're followed by El Morada, and further back Schubert. Encounter under plenty of pressure, and Tauke's gone past him. Umrum's gone. These 2 leaders are General Nadim now from Denisaria. 3 to Tauke starting to close. Then came Encounter under heavy pressure. The General's in front. General Nadim at the 300-metre mark. 2 1/2 in front of Tauke. Then Encounter back to the inside. General Nadim in front. Encounter behind him on the outside. Tauke. The General's a length in front. Encounter trying to get out from behind Tauke. Encounter starting to lift. Races up now to General Nadim with Schubert. And Encounter. Encounter wins the Guineas. Great performance. Beats Schubert. And General Nadim third from Gold Guru out wide.
Never handled it all, Simon. He just couldn't get around here.
Beyond the Cox Plate, there's a possible Derby start for Encounter. General Nadim unlucky. He was taken on mid-race, and Umrum was easy.
Well, into consideration too, Bruce, that Encounter was not handling the Caulfield circuit, but at the finish, he's got him well whupped. This was a tremendous Cox Plate trial.
What you said about that gutsy performance to come again and win.
What price would have you offered coming around the home turn?
hundreds. Well, actually, around the home turn, I got a bit keen on him. I thought he could win it. At the 700 metres, I gave him no hope in the world of winning because he got on the wrong leg and wanted to run off. And
is the Group 1 Toorak handicap.
Is the Toorak handicap, Melbourne's best milers, 1,600 metres. Number 1, Cut Up Rough, the winner of the Vic Health Cup. That was 1,400 today. 1,600 is at 9. Catalan Opening from Sydney is showing at $4.70, odds of about 15 to 4. Boom, 5 to 1 Pengulu. Des's Dream at 11 to 1.
They come up to the 600 metre mark. Brackenbury is the leader. About a length on Sir Boom, moving around the outside of Del Sol. Des's Dream behind them, Jugulator. Then Ravada still racing wide, followed by Pengulu. Hard ridden now is Cut Up Rough, followed by Queenstown Cater. Catalan Opening is pulled to the outside. Shinoka's back behind them. Willie Watt and Principality as they're making the home turn. We're over on the inside. Brackenbury is still the leader by a length and a half. Del Sol and Sir Boom is down the outside. Des's Dream. Cut Up Rough is next and down the outside. Here comes Pengulu with a good run, and Catalan Opening from the rear is coming with a big run also. Pengulu hit the front with 150 metres left to go from Catalan Opening, trying to get to it. Then Brackenbury and further back down the outside Ravada, but Pengulu, the big fellow, is going to win the Toorak. Pengulu, half a length Catalan Opening, 4 lengths away third Ravada, followed by Brackenbury, Sir Boom, next Solar, and Principality and Willie Watt back towards the tail of the field.
In the turn, Brackenbury just in front, about a neck clear on Del Sol and Sir Boom. Ravada 4th but wide, and then Jugulator, who's looking for the way clear as Pengulu comes round the outside, and then Queenstown Kate, Desert Stream. Brackenbury led into the straight over Del Sol and Sir Boom. Pengulu's coming wide out. Catalan Opening is starting to come home, and Del Sol down to the inside. Pengulu after Brackenbury hit the front. Here's Catalan Opening. Pengulu the leader. Catalan Opening is trying hard. It's Pengulu a length in front. Catalan Opening can't reach Pengulu, and Hayes is going to win this at last. Pengulu beat Catalan Opening a half a length.
This race, half a length.
Pengulu was back from 20s into 16s, completing a double for Greg Childs. And the last...
It wasn't because Pengulu, who gave Lindsay Park their first win in the race, equalled the course record of 135.2. That's flying. He's a pretty good horse too, Pengulu. Probably underrated.
Spartacus is not the favourite, if you can believe that. He has drifted in the market, and well, he opened up about $3. He's drifted a half point. Now Mahogany, who got to that price, and here's a $3.50 chance, drifted a point. So he's displaced Spartacus as favourite. Good jockeys are beginning to steer away from the inside section. Now there has it defeating Paint, but
Mahogany on the inside, bounce with them. Hall took hold after the start. Away quickly Spartacus, with on the outside of him now Be Discreet, coming down the side. And the leader here is Spartacus, well off the fence, about a half in front of Be Discreet. 2 lengths further back, Can Grande, and then staging Red Hope. Accomplice over on the inside, and last of all is Mahogany. The leader is Spartacus up to the turn. He's about 5 away from the fence. Be Discreet outside him. Accomplice is starting to rail up. A length further back, Can Grande. Mahogany behind, staging, followed by Red Hope. He's under pressure, Spartacus, now as they run to the 300 metre mark. Be Discreet is sticking with him. Spartacus and Be Discreet. Spartacus a neck in front of Be Discreet. Here comes Mahogany. Mahogany starting to fly down the outside. He's done it again, Mahogany. Over the top of them he goes, and Mahogany wins 2 lengths in the run home to Spartacus or Be Discreet. Then staging further back, Can Grande, Accomplice.
Side stakes, and the best sprint field assembled this spring was blown away by an old marvel. Spartacus being pressed now at the 200 by Be Discreet, then Accomplice over on the inside, and now Mahogany. Here comes Mahogany storming down the outside to grab Spartacus, and then Be Discreet, but Mahogany sprints right away. What a great horse he is, 2.5 lengths on the post. Mahogany at 7, racing as well as he ever has, a winner of $3.6 million in 19 races. He continues to thrill his trainer.
To see him come back and blow horses like Spartacus away, you know, great horse, great horse. If he was a bit younger, I'd take him overseas. I just think he's the best sprinter I've ever had.
And there was
enormous thrill. This horse is 7-year-old. He's won 19 races now. He is an out-and-out champion. And people haven't called him that. Probably some people haven't called him that in his life, but he is an out-and-out champion to be doing that at his age. Well, I think he's had 5 runs at 1,000 metres now for 4 wins. I think once he was beaten, there were excuses. So he's probably the best 1,000-metre horse I've ever had.
And he's won 2 derbies. He fair dinkum defies logic, Mahogany.
Absolute champion.
Amazing.
He travelled in that race.
In Darwin and Colin Tidy in Sydney. They're both anxious to lay Marble Halls. They say he will have to draw an inside alley.
OK.
Outside of him, I like Might and Power. I think his run in the Epsom was very, very good. It was no doubt the best run in the Epsom.
Might and Power stepping up from 1600 to the 2400, but I know that's not worrying. Number 5, Istedad, is now out to 6 to 1. It's out to down to the favourite, number 11, Marble Halls, who's now showing $4.30 odds. And die. If you're riding in this race, what do you think the tactics?
And they're up. Marble Halls began quickly with Istedad, always aloof. On the inside now, away quickly, Magic of Sydney, Might and Power prominent, Dayra Bay, Sweet Delight are coming across fast in the early part as they charge down to the post now, and Dayra Bay, ridden for speed, has gone up on the outside to head Might and Power. Magic keep on the sly and then two to the last of all. Might and Power trying to lead all the way in the Caulfield Cup, takes the field to the 1,000 metre mark, a length in front of Dayra Bay, a length to Iron Horse, Magic of Sydney, followed by Sweet Delight, a length and a half to Marble Halls, and then came Always Aloof, 1.5 further back, Cattle at Opening. They're followed by Our Sumo, around Istedad, 2 lengths to Magnet Bay, Bonsai Pipeline, Ebony Grove taken out wide, 1.5 further back as Markham over on the inside as Dorema starts to run on the outside. They're being followed well back in the field by Peep on the Sly and Count Chivas and Skybow, one of the last. Might and Power still has the lead coming to the turn.
Might and Power still has the lead coming to the turn at the 500. A length in front of Dayra Bay. Always Aloof is called on for the run on the outside. Marble Halls has nowhere to go back on the rails. Round the turn now, and Might and Power shot about 2.5 in front. Always Aloof chasing hard, and then came Ebony Grove coming down the outside. Might and Power well clear at the 200 metre mark. He's gone out by 4 lengths. It looks all over. Marble Halls is running on the inside, followed by Istedad, and now Dorema's coming home, but Might and Power has gapped them in the Caulfield Cup. What a win. He's won it by 7 lengths. Dorema's the second, Photo third, either Markham or
More Cattle and Opening. Close go there, clear off Istedad, and then Marble Halls. In behind those was Ebony Grove, and they went. It's a stunning victory, an all-the-way win. He made them look second-rate. It's been all Might and Power.
And Peep on the Sly is last of all. This leader, Might and Power, making a merry bid for victory, coming up towards the home turn. Got away by a length and a half. Always Aloof around the outside. Iron Horses in the picture. Dayra Bay followed by Magic of Sydney. Marble Halls blocked away on the inside as they straighten up. Might and Power is the leader. He's well clear. Might and Power got away 3 or 4 lengths in advance of Always Aloof and Ebony Grove coming down the outside. Then Iron Horse and Marble Horse from a long way back, but Might and Power well clear. 150 metres left to go. He's 6 lengths ahead. Marble Halls along the inside. Istedad in the clear. Doremus down the outside, finishing on strongly, but Might and Power has bolted in with the Caulfield Cup. He wins by 8 lengths. Doremus second. Good go for third. Cattle at Opening will Markham. They're followed by Istedad. Further back. Might and Power, a mile in front of the 200 metre mark, 5 lengths in front. They haven't got a hope of catching Might and Power. Jimmy Cassidy has exploded away with the Caulfield Cup. He's 8 in front. Doremus from a mile back, but Might and Power wins 6 or 7 lengths.
Even Denham showed some emotion as Might and Power crossed the line in record time. The 7.5 length margin, the greatest in Caulfield Cup history. But old Jack still
wasn't. And Jimmy told me back in March when he won 2 restricted class races, he would win the Caulfield Cup. That's how he tipped it then.
Go and enjoy it and leave. Well,
Horse Might and Power, he's by Zabeel, the sire of Octagonal. He was bought as a...
The bear statistics here were amazing. Might and Power's official margin of 7.5 lengths was the largest in Caulfield Cup history. His time of 2:26.28 shaved 0.3 of a second off the course record, and his final sectionals would have done a top sprinter proud. His last 800 in 46.28 and his last 400 metres in 22.99
metres.
Probably the greatest Caulfield Cup ever run, if you look at it on face value.
Mark Dora.
I remember after the Olympics last year, Roger Black, who finished second, and Michael Johnson said, he makes us look like ordinary runners, and we're not ordinary runners. Yesterday, Might and Power made them look like hacks. Doremus is no hack. James, and Keith and Max, because you did tip it, and well done. It's hard to tip a winner of a Caulfield Cup, and you both went for him.
Good on you. This Caulfield Cup this morning was described by Lee Friedman, who had 4 runners in the race, as the greatest Caulfield Cup ever run. It certainly was in the past 40 years, at least.
Who could disagree with him, Keith? It was a magnificent performance. It was a world-class performance, and I just wonder whether we'll ever see anything like that again, certainly not in a Caulfield Cup.
And as we speak, and well, they're engraving the Melbourne Cup this morning as we speak, and on it they're engraving Might and Power. Gee, that is a big wrap. Everyone, first time yet you ran the last 600 metres in 34.5, which was faster than the last 600 metres of the Scalacci Sprint.
Martin Power's on the trophy. He's going to have to run. Scratch it off. Quickly scratch it off.
I witnessed something.
Scratch it off.
I witnessed something very, very special yesterday, and it'll be great to take that with me the rest of my life. That was unbelievable. What he did to that field yesterday, maybe we'll never see again.
That win was like Hariba's down the straight that day when he ran, you know, world record time, and he was just amazing. And it was very similar. And you only get this type of win once every 4 or 5 years.
The Cox Plate favourite Falonte will attempt to make amends for finishing second to Saintly in the race last year. And
into 15 to 8, 290 at the moment on Supertab. He might firm just a little bit more. Juggler is an 8 to 1 chance, getting out towards 9 to 1. Childs, a former Kiwi, at odds of 7 to 2. Tarn Per Lane, you just heard from Gavin Eads. Tarn Per Lane is getting out from Dane Ripper at 16 to 1. Encounter about 6:30 between 5 to 1 and 11.
Jimmy Cash. Racing. Great start, Tarn Per Lane, and Encounter on the outside, bounded away brilliantly. Tarn Per Lane in front from Falonte inside him, and on the outside Encounter down to the winning post. Then on the inside down to the winning post. Then on the inside is Alpha outside at Dane Ripper.
They haven't gone hard as they go to the 11.50 in the Cox Plate, and the leader is Tarn Per Lane. 2 lengths Falonte, 1.5 further back Encounter. 2 to Alpha running fourth, a half Dane Ripper fifth. Then Juggler on the outside of it, Viali, and the last two, Schubert, the first one to make a move. He's taking off from the back now, Schubert at the 900 metre mark. Moss Downs is last of all. The leader is Tarn Per Lane at the 800. 3/4 in front, he's well off the fence. Outside in Falonte, a length further back Encounter. Schubert going up on the outside, followed by Alpha and Dane Ripper as Falonte pulls his way to the lead. Falonte went to the front from Encounter and Schubert. Tarn Per Lane under pressure. Alpha goes back to the inside. It's right on at the 600 metre mark. Falonte, Schubert and Encounter. Back on the inside, Alpha tried to squeeze through. Then Dane Ripper followed by Viali. It's Falonte fighting back a neck in front of Encounter and Schubert when they turn. Behind them, Dane Ripper, then Alpha, and further out Viali. Falonte the leader on the turn, a neck in front. On the outside, Encounter followed down the outside by Viali, and Dane Ripper back to the rail. Falonte the leader, Dane Ripper getting up on the inside. Dane Ripper the mare, a boil over in the Cox Plate. Dane Ripper wins nearly a length on the line. 2 Falonte, third in a photo is Viali. Encounter was squeezed up by Falonte in the straight, then wider out Moss Downs. They're followed by Schubert, a gap into Alpha. They're followed by Jug.
They've raced up to join Falonte. Falonte, Encounter and Schubert come around the turn together. Alpha is flat to the boards. Dane Ripper running a bit of a race, followed by Viali. Into the straight, Falonte with the inside runnings a half length on Encounter. Will the 10 kilogram pull in the weights make the difference? Falonte just in front, Encounter trying to get to him. Dane Ripper getting the rails run. Further out is Viali. It's Dane Ripper, the bolter, the despised outsider. Dane Ripper got right along the fence and came away to win the BMW Cox Plate in a boil over. Falonte has run second. Encounter might just get third in front of
Schubert tackling. Dane Ripper's running on around the outside, and here comes Viali. Next is Alpha. It's Falonte in front. Encounter coming at him when they corner now. Clear of Schubert, Viali, and then Dane Ripper. No Alpha. It's Encounter after Falonte. Dane Ripper the rail. It's Falonte in front of Dane Ripper and Encounter, and then Viali. It's Dane Ripper flashing home on the inside. A surprise. Dane Ripper wins it for Damien Oliver and Bart Cummings. Falonte is second. Photo third, either Viali or Encounter, who couldn't finish it off. Clear of Schubert.
W Cox Plate, and Bart Cummings is a genius.
Bart Cummings.
Dane Ripper.
Yeah, it was a great thrill to win the fillies. He's worked very well here. I was very pleased for the owners because...
And as I sort of anticipated a little bit, I thought the favourites might get a bit anxious and take each other on. So I let them go and sat on them. And I was just bolting come to the turn. And the run appeared on the inside, and I ducked back there, and it was awesome.
Awesome. And that's the way it worked out. You know, you wouldn't have dreamt you'd be climbing all over Falonte and Encounter coming the turn, but I couldn't wait to get out from behind him.
And the Stradbroke winner started a drifting 40 to 1. Falonte second in the race for the second time. There'll be more on...
The mare, she created a bit of history again yesterday, but she won the Stradbroke as a 3-year-old filly, and she's won the Cox Plate as a 4-year-old mare. This might be something special. We might be underestimating Dane Ripper.
I think it was a fluke.
Do you?
Yesterday.
Gee, I don't know about that, Keith.
This is probably his greatest training feat. This mare had never raced in Victoria. She'd never raced at the distance, and she'd never raced at weight for age. How could she win?
Behind the barrier for the Moya Stakes, the speed test. Here are the prices. Remember, this is 1,000 metres. Ken Grande, Beavy, 20 to 1. Spartacus, 230 on the tote, round about 5 to 4, touch better. 14 Aussie Cozzy, 10 El Mansour. Talcay showing at $5 now, out to 4 to 1.
The Moir Stakes could be one of the fastest races ever seen here today. There's a lot of pace. It helps.
Came away in a perfect line, and first out is the little grey Aussie Cozzy, straight to the lead, but Centivi on the outside's going to keep her bobbing. In fact, Centivi will lead Aussie Cozzy. Peter Screeter scrubbed along, followed by Paddington End. Over on the rails, Talcay run off his feet early, followed by Suit and Al Mansour. Centivi is the leader, 500 metres out, a little more than 2 lengths to Aussie Cozzy. Spartacus in third place, followed by Peter Screet. Talcay starting to work into the races, switching around Peter Screet, followed by Can Grande. Al Mansour saving ground close to the rail. Into the straight, Centivi the leader over Aussie Cozzy. Peter Screet is trying to get out of a pocket. Further out is Spartacus, who might be struggling, and Al Mansour's the one in the yellow colours. He's flying. Look at him go. Al Mansour swept to the lead close to home, and there's a brilliant win in the Moir. Al Mansour came away to win. Spartacus second, Aussie Cozzy third. A great little mare. Al Mansour saving ground close to the rail. Into the straight, Centivi the leader over Aussie Cozzy. Peter Screet is trying to get out of a pocket. Further out is Spartacus, who might be struggling, and Al Mansour's the one in the yellow colours. He's flying. Look at him go. Al Mansour swept to the lead close to home, and there's a brilliant win in the Moir. Al Mansour came away to win. Spartacus second, Aussie Cozzy third. A great little mare.
And that made it 5 straight for Al Mansour, and the promise of plenty more to come. He broke the course record. Next
is the trainer of Pragmatism in the Waterford Crystal Mile. Pragmatism money for King Ivor. Mark Broadford's joined me now. Mark's just going to tell you what he saw in the mounting yard. Mark, firstly, the favourite King Ivor. How did he present?
He presented as his looks were, John.
That massive horse of John Hawkes' Holy Roller. He looks like a giraffe nearly.
Yeah, I just had a little jib at Darren.
It's Brackenbury. They're followed by right off the track, Hero Wind around Ravada. Further back then came on a Code Sir Boom. King Ivor's had no luck in the run. He shuffled back to last with Mighty Way, and taking off his Holy Roller. Miss Tesla got a length and a half in front now from Dorsal on the outside, Brackenbury. And here's Holy Roller putting in a run right up on the bank, out deep on the track. King Ivor's back third last on the turn. Holy Roller is striding up on the outside to claim Miss Tesla when they turn. And this big elephant of a horse, Holy Roller, hit the front. Look at him, he's 18 hands high, and he's stretching away from Miss Tesla. Mighty Way running on. King Ivor in the clear when it's all over. But Holy Roller wins 3 or 4 lengths. Second, Miss Tesla. I think Mighty Way grabbed third, a nose in front of King Ivor, which had no luck.
Holy Roller, the biggest horse in training in Australia. Holy Roller with giant bounds claims her and takes the lead. It's Holy Roller dashing to the front now from Miss Tesla, and then Brackenbury Mighty Way out wide. But Holy Roller, the big giant, is streaking away with it, and Holy Roller's won it by about 4 lengths on the post. Photo the Miners. Yes, a big win to the big fella. It was only the second winner in 2 months for Darren Gauci, who has been suspended.
It weighs about 700 kilograms, and a normal horse is about 500. It's incredible, isn't it? And he's that big, though, isn't he? Everyone in the mounting up was talking about him. He's just enormous.
That are behind us this morning. Doremus, Marble Halls, and Always Aloof.
Have to go Doremus.
Okay, and if it rains, you'll probably be favourite.
But having said that, I think we're all kidding ourselves. If this wasn't the Melbourne Cup, the current favourite would be Twos On.
Twos On, Might and Power.
Well, he's won a Caulfield Cup by 7.5 lengths, broke the course record.
Well, do you think Doremus would run favourite if it was wet, or do you think Might and Power now will retain favouritism whatever happens?
Oh, no doubt Might and Power will start favourite. The only threat to him would...
I think the freak aspects of that run was how often do you get a front runner that can run a faster last furlong over a distance like 2,400 metres than any other horse in the race, particularly those like Doremus that were doing it early, easy early. They never came home as quick as this horse. He is a freak. If he reproduces that form on Tuesday, he will win the Melbourne Cup and win it.
Well, Peter, I'm sticking with going with Lee Freedman with one of his horses in this race. Number 11, Always Aloof, from number 3, Might and Power, and number 2, Doremus.
And my selection is number 2, Doremus, to create a little bit of history, to beat number 3, Might and Power, and 8, Ebony Grove, and my outsider is number 9, It's all about it, Tim Gossage.
Some bookmakers simply won't be able to stand up after this race if Might and Power wins the Melbourne Cup. One of Australia's richest men has absolutely offloaded on Might and Power. Some bookmakers...
Away they go. The gates have crashed back and the big one is underway.
Ebony Grove immediately snagged back to the tail of the field with Count Chivas. Might and Power, one of the best to jump away with Marble Halls, Magnet Bay, Crying Game. Phyllis at the tail of the field. They've got 1,200 left to travel. And Might and Power is the leader. He's 3/4 of a length in front of Crying Game. 2 lengths away, third was Linesman. He's going up on the outside of Marble Halls. Just behind those was Court of Honour. Then came Viali, a length further back than a Harbour Dews. Over on the inside was Markham. Going forward, Yobro got to about 5th. Markham in between runners. Off the track was Sapio. Over on the inside, Grand Master as they start to bunch up behind the leaders. It's Might and Power now being tackled by Linesman. A length and a half away, Yobro on the outside of Marble Halls now being called on. Around the outside, Sunny Lane, Sapio, and further back, Arabian Story. Linesman, he's putting the pressure on the turn. It's Might and Power, the inside end. Linesman together as they straighten up in the Foster's Melbourne Cup of 1997. And Might and Power, he got away again, the fave. He's a length in front. Linesman won't lay down. Grandmaster runs on, and here's Doremus. Doremus with a run. Then came Markham and Sapio. Might and Power, the leader. 250 to go. Doremus is after him. Might and Power led a length and a half to Doremus. Then Linesman. Might and Power, the leader. Doremus is coming at him. Doremus after Might and Power. Might and Power and Doremus, they hit it. Oh, it's close. Doremus lunged. Doremus lunged on the outside. Can he have done it a second time? It's a photo in the Melbourne Cup. Doremus and Might and Power. Close up behind them, Linesman with Harbour Dews and Markham. Then Arabian Pipeline, Crying Game, Count Chivas and Alpha.
I don't know, Dan. I thought Might and Power might have just stuck.
And he's hung on. Might and Power's won it.
Join Might and Power, the brothers Cassidy turn around the bend together. Linesman under the whip and Might and Power. They lead from Yobro, third entering the straight. Grandmaster's coming home along the inside from Sapio. Here comes Doremus with a run. Arabian Story is next, and then Viali. Might and Power shook off Linesman though. At the 300 he raced out by 2 lengths with Doremus challenging. Ebony Grove's getting a rails run, followed by Grandmaster and Markham. Might and Power the leader inside the 200. 2 lengths in front of Linesman, and then Doremus on the outside. Might and Power the leader. Doremus trying hardest, coming at him. Might and Power and Doremus. Doremus getting to Might and Power. They hit the line. Photo. Oh, nothing between them. Doremus or Might and Power in a close go. Photo third, either Markham or Harbour Dews is there. Our Dews is there. Our back behind those Linesmen. Greg Hall has thrown the whip in the air. He thinks he's won.
Before by a nose from Doremus. Oh, Greg Hall will be the most shattered man on the course. He thought he'd won. He was wielding the whip. And Power, Jim Cassidy. He's lasted by a nose from Doremus. He's become the 10th horse to win the Caulfield Melbourne Cup double.
Fantastic. This horse is a champion. He is an out-and-out champion. And Jimmy, like you were taking...
Basically, you have a horse like this again.
Nick, when they went past the line...
He's a champion.
When they went past the line, Nick, did you think you'd won?
No, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. My son's standing out first. We've won it.
Here quickly. What are the emotions after that?
I'm pretty down. I thought he'd got there. I thought he got there right on the line. But take nothing away from the winner. It was a magnificent... I think there were 2 great, outstanding horses for the finish out.
Did you think he'd won, Lee?
I thought he'd won. And when Greg sprang up after the line, he's usually pretty good in the finish. I thought he got there.
Hard luck.
A second Cup win for Jimmy Cassidy. He's done it both ways, from last on Kiwi in 83, and he led all the way on the 7-2 favourite today. And for those in the...
First of all, what sort of result for the bookmakers, Might and Power in the Melbourne Cup?
Absolutely horrific, Peter. I was speaking to one bookmaker. I said, are you on the canvas? He said, no, worse than that. I've gone through it. He said he's absolutely been cleaned up, even when the horses...
The horse was a very good horse. You won't call him a champion yet. Will you call him a champion now?
He's a champion, Roy. In and out. Champion.
He's every bit of the word. I'll give you the mail. Horses that can do what he done. I've ridden some smart horses in my short time. But for a horse to be able to do what he's done is just remarkable. And you can even go back to his defeat in the Epsom. He is an out-and-out champion. Don't worry about that. You reckon?
Usually when they think it, they usually have. But anyway, not to be. He didn't bob his head at the right time. What can you say? In racing, you've got to handle it. Defeat. It's part of the game.
You ever seen a jockey more emotional?
Never. Well, I can understand why. It's probably his last ride in the racing. Thought he had it after he crossed the line. I think he's had a pretty emotional week with his baby, and I think it all should change on me.
Just can't believe it.
You just thought you'd got there? I mean, you've led, just looking at the replay, you'd got there? I mean, you've led, just looking at the replay, you've led before the line and after the line, basically.
I've never seen a better cup. Keith's seen a few more than me, and welcome, and you too, Max. Seen a better one, guys?
Oh, no, I haven't, Bruce, and I haven't seen two such magnificent performances as Might and Power and Jim Cassidy put up. Firstly, the Caulfield Cup, which was Tulloch-like, and then finally, on Tuesday, that magnificent all-the-way win. There's something that I don't think we'll ever see equalled again.
How would you feel to
the Caulfield Melbourne Cup's double, and only 4 like De Remus had won 2. So the 2 great horses were fighting it out, and in the end it was Might and Power who carried the highest Caulfield Cup penalty ever to win the Melbourne Cup.
And the other point is too, how many have led all the way and won, and the others, like Lord Fury, haven't had 8 stone, haven't had 51 on their back. This horse had 56. That's what made it so great.
Yeah, he had a half more than Saintly.
Great.
Yeah, he had a half more than Saintly, and the trend now for Melbourne Cup horses are they've got to be top-class weight for age horses to win. Look,
New Zealand racegoers gave witness to a filly who is clearly the best they've produced in at least 20 years. The race is the 1,000 guineas at Riccarton. The filly in question is Last Tycoon's very scopy daughter, Tycoon Lil.
Inside the 400, and Tycoon Lil and Chris Johnson have galloped to the front by 3 lengths. Down the outside, Alavana's putting in a big finish, but gets the start. It's too far away. And inside the distance, and Tycoon Lil has actually cleared out. Tycoon Lil by 4 to 5 lengths, kicking away from Alavana. Running on for third is Basso down on the inside.
We'll see a lot more of Tycoon.
Horse racing, and Hong Kong hosted 3 $1 million events today. Australia
of the International Bowl. 1,400 metres before them, and what a horse from the John Gosden stable at Newmarket. Also very high in contention was Special, trained by David Hayes, named after that great sprinting mare from here in the late 80s. And from Australia came Catalan Opening and Spartacus to try and plunder the riches in Hong Kong. Let's have a look.
At the tail, on the corner, Special leads, now the 600 by 3/4. Second is Wizard King, and Wendell Woods looms closely on the bend. Laser Star, third, Emma, ready to run, hustled at. Kowloon Pride, fastest star in the middle. The local hopes looking okay here at the 400. Next then back to the inside, Decorated Hero. Rider out, Russian Revival is winding up, and here comes Catalan Opening, 5 off the lead, and he's really storming. Special got through, but here he comes, D. Beedman. Catalan Opening sweeps up. Here's a magic moment. One of the great riders in the world storms to the lead. Catalan Opening clear. Russian Revival second, but Beedman and Cummings say goodbye to the best. Catalan Opening by 2.
In the $1 million International Bowl at Hong Kong in early December.
And here comes Catalan Opening, 5 off the lead, and he's really storming. Special got through, but here he comes, D. Beedman. Catalan Opening sweeps up. Here's a magic moment. One of the great riders in the world storms to the lead. Catalan Opening clear. Russian Revival second, but Beedman and Cummings say goodbye to the best.
Darren Beedman retired. Darren Beedman retires as the winner of 50 Group 1 races, including 1 in France and 2.
There it was, Darren Beedman. Say goodbye to the best, said David Raphael, and certainly Darren Beedman, simply the best from here, and congratulations to him. Farewelling Hong Kong.
Things began to turn around for the male half of the classic generation when Zonda, a son of Zabeel, while Zonda looked to be the rising star, a horror barrier draw gave co-trainers Roger James and Lance Noble and jockey Vinnie Colgan some sleepless nights leading up to the New Zealand Derby at Ellerslie on Boxing Day.
Into the straight, Zonda now out after Star of Gold. Bluebird the Word coming between the two, could be the danger, then Star of Mercury down the outside, but he's good. Zonda's kicked away. 2.5 on Bluebird the Word, flat from Star of Mercury. Old Tawny, Zonda, we've got a good one. He's racing right away, 4 lengths from Bluebird the Word. Star of Mercury, he's a good one, all right. Zonda bolts in, good on you, Vinny. 4 lengths to Bluebird the Word. Star of Mercury third. Then
this was Derby number 2 for the James Noble stable, having won at 2 and an upset result with Yoga Roysen. 1 Caravan then moves down to Wellington, where the New Zealand Oaks has decided on the spacious Trentham track. If the win of Foxwood and Tycoon Lil had created any doubt about the identity of New Zealand's top 3-year-old filly, This race should have removed it.
Now, Tycoon Lil and the Oaks moved a couple of lengths on Kilmore Key. Atlanta Bell outraging, running on with Pavan, but Johnson gives her full bore now, and look at this big filly stride away. It's Tycoon Lil 4 and 5 on Kilmore Key and Pavan, but this filly Designed in a Dream's going to score in the Oaks and score brilliantly. What a win!
Isn't she something? Amazingly, the Australians paid her scant respect, even after that display.
Around the country. This year's meeting was very different. The first Australian metropolitan meeting ever run under lights. A Cox Plate type crowd of more than 32,000 people packed into Moonee Valley to see a magnificent spectacle. A high quality...
The Group 1 feature race, $200,000 of prize money involved. Race 4, the Sunny Cross Australia Stakes. Can number 5, Al Mansour, with Larry Cassidy on board, make it 8 straight wins and move a little bit into history?
Stakes, Group 1 level. Feature for the night. Racing. Marble Hall's dropped out after the start and away, running as Spartacus from the outside. He burnt out and led by a length on settling now from Stella. First to last 10 lengths at the 800-metre mark, and Big Red in front, Spartacus by a length and a half. Second is Special Dane, a length further back, the filly Stella Cadetti third. One further back, Al Mansour on the pink cap, going up fourth in the middle. A length and a half, Tauke, the orange cap on the outside of Blazing Reality. Marble Hall's the fence, and 1.5 white cap is cut up rough. It's Spartacus on top at the 550-metre mark, making the play. A length and a half, Stella Cadetti, and she's railing up on the inside of Special Dane. Cassidy calls on Al Mansour. It runs to the outside, 2 to Tauke, getting into the back of Al Mansour from Blazing Reality. Spartacus first for home. On the inside, Stella Cadetti, further out Al Mansour. He's in for the fight, Big Al. Here he comes down the outside. Stella Cadetti hit the front from Spartacus. Al Mansour on the outside, trying to reach Stella Cadetti. The filly fights back Stella Cadetti. She'll take the Group 1. Stella Cadetti scores 3/4, Al Mansour. A nose third, Spartacus, Tauke fourth. Then for the back, Special Dane, Marble Hall's a gap blaze.
We're still negotiating Clark Stakes at Moonee Valley. One of the main fancies for the coveted race is brilliant New Zealander Zonda, a horse already being compared to one of the turf's greats.
Zonda is rated New Zealand's best 3-year-old since the Great Bone Crusher, and he's here to take on local heroes Encounter and Vitronite in tomorrow's Alistair Clark Stakes.
By Zonda, just off midfield on the fence from Schubert, further back another Neptune and Kilkia. Well, Encounter can't get on the track at the 850 corner. A little under to go now down the side with Sheeta in front of Dodge. A length and a half further back, Encounter still deep around Vitronite and Gold Guru. Then came Almirada further back, Zonda trying to get out. Schubert went around him at the 500-metre mark, and then Kilkia and further back another Neptune. The leader is Rashida from Dodge. Vitronite trying to get out, a length further back, Encounter, and here's Schubert putting in a run, going around the outside, and Almirada going with him up to the bend they race, and Dodgers ranging up to Ashita, and Vitronite gets the run. Encounter further out, and Almirada and Schubert the widest runner. Zonda trying to get out across the track. Almirada and Schubert, they've reached the front, and here's Zonda. Zonda getting a late run through. The New Zealand Derby winner, Zonda. Oh, a mighty effort, Zonda. Zonda nearly a length, Almirada. Schubert a half away third. Then Vitronite further back than Encounter. Didn't see much of the rail, followed by Dodge. Behind those...
Ending Zonda lit up the valley.
Round the home turn, Encounter is gone. Almirada down the outside, and Schubert. Almirada and Schubert, and Zonda's getting a run through. Here's the Kiwi, Zonda bursting through the pack, and Zonda a magnificent win over Almirada.
Underdone after a 6-week absence from the track, 1600 short of his best, but Zonda turned in the most exhilarating finish witnessed in a long time.
And you know, the great thing about it, a great horse has been unleashed today, I believe.
The remainder of the Triple Crown looks Zonda's for the taking.
Might not have been fit.
Is the Angus Armanasco Stakes over 1600 metres, and the favourite was the Freedman trained Kensington Palace.
Starter hits the button, they're off and racing. Kensington Palace was one of the first out. Greeting began quickly in 600, 3/4 on Greeting. On air on the outside, one away in the field then. Came Spot of Magic on the inside from Kensington Palace within 3 of the leader. Champagne behind her, ridden along to make some ground on the outside, and they've got away on the rest of the field. Headed by Gliding Light now round the bend. Room for Kensington Palace to come through, and she's after the leader, Snow Beauty. Snow Beauty led Greeting in Kensington Palace. Wider out on air. Champagne, the widest runner, is unwinding. Kensington Palace
hit the lead. Kensington Palace drew a neck in front, but Champagne is coming hard on the outside. It's Kensington Palace and Champagne, the two great fillies. Kensington Palace and Champagne. Champagne, Kensington Palace. Oh, Champagne or Kensington Palace. This is very close between the pair. 3 in for Kensington Palace to come through, and she's after the leader, Snow Beauty. Snow Beauty led Greeting in Kensington Palace. Wider out on air. Champagne, the widest runner, is unwinding. Kensington Palace hit the lead. Kensington Palace drew a neck in front, but Champagne is coming hard on the outside. It's Kensington Palace and Champagne, the two great fillies. Kensington Palace and Champagne. Champagne, Kensington Palace. Oh, Champagne or Kensington Palace. This is very close between the pair. 3 in front of Greeting, who grabbed third from Snow Beauty. Kensington Palace.
Champagne got the nod, and a big payday for Greg Childs, winning both $500,000 races today. Final.
I think this filly
won everything.
Yeah, I think this filly could be as good. It was a superb, longer the better. And Greg, it'd be interesting to see when Tycoon Lil comes over, because she's got the.
They rate her and Foxwood better than Champagne.
Yeah.
So how good are New Zealand? They're turning the tables, aren't they?
That's for sure.
It's going to be a long wait for the...
Might and Power Stakes, I should say, the St George Stakes coming up, and let's look at them in enclosure. Number 1, thinks too, Simon Martin. Dane Ripper is the main danger to Might and Power. Dane Ripper today will be ridden $13.90. Might and Power out of touch to about 11 to 8 on $1.70. Chance $6.20, and Jewel of the Pride is $.
Power the leader, heading to the 1,000-metre mark. He hasn't gone along hard, and he leads by 3/4 to Willoughby. A length and a half, Batavian now Dyer whipping around the outside on it to go up and quickly put some pressure to the leader. Might and Power in front. He'll have to click up a little here on the inside. He's joined by Willoughby. He got flushed out, and he's gone to the leader half in front now to Might and Power at the 800. A length and a half, Batavian, who's ridden along third now, and the pace is much quicker. On the inside, fourth, Jewel of the Pride, a Nectar and Purlane, one Always Aloof, who's been deep most of the way from Dane Ripper. And they've got away 4 lengths now on Rustic Dream, and Doremus is 2 lengths last of all and under pressure. At the 500 metres, Willoughby ahead. Might and Power still with a good kick left, it would appear, on the rails. Second, a length and a half, Tarn Purlane, Batavian. Jewel of the Pride dropping out, then Dane Ripper and Always Aloof to the outside when they corner. Might and Power kicking back again to join Willoughby when they straighten for the run-in. Cassidy's asked him to go now, Might and Power. He got a neck on Willoughby. 2, Dane Ripper closing. At the 200 metres, Might and Power drew a length. Willoughby, here's Dane Ripper, the fresh one on the scene. Dane Ripper's after Might and Power, claims him at the 100. Dane Ripper drew a half, comes away, and Dane Ripper, the Cox Plate winner, beat Might and Power 3/4. Rustic Dream has run a good race to grab third ahead of Willoughby and all.
Rustic Dream. And it brought up a double for Stephen King. Might and Power still the one to beat, though, in the Australian Cup. The second last.
Relaxed, and she got it. And so far, she's beat the best horses around. She beat the best horses around in the Cox Plates. So there's no doubt she's a very good horse.
Did you honestly? Yeah, I heard you. You wouldn't get 6 to 1 about a Cox Plate winner against a Melbourne Cup winner too often at weight for age, would you? I mean, when you look back, Dane Ripper 6s and Might and Power 13 to 8 on, hasn't won at weight for age. Ridiculous, the difference in the price yesterday.
Bruce, all horses can be beaten, and it's the circumstances that does beat them. Might and Power was taken on. I don't think he was as seasoned as Dane Ripper. We should have known this beforehand.
220,000 in the win pool and 122,000 in the place pool on Super Tab, and most of that is on the Kiwi Zonda at $1.90 and $1.30. Gold Guru showing $6.60 and $1.80. Elmi and $1.60. Got Vitrinitis tightened up a little bit at $9.20. Il Dotti at 10. The Cadbury Guineas, a race worth $1 million for the first time, and for the first time run over 2,000 metres. And here is Joe.
800 metres to go. Prince Standard about a half in front of Swing King. Ancient City 1.5 away. Third, 2 to Mustang Red running fourth. 1 to Gold Guru. Then El Mirada on the inside of Zonda. 2 lengths further back in the race, Hildon, who went up outside Vitronite, and 2 then Lahar and Behemoth last of all. Up to the 600 metre mark, Swing King went up to Prince Standard. They're 4 lengths in front of Ancient City, dropping out from Mustang Red, Gold Guru. Zonda is the widest runner in the gold colours, pulled to the outside, and Vitronite went back to the fence. 300 to go. Prince Standard 2 in front of Swing King. Here's Gold Guru and Zonda down the outside. Ancient City dropping out quickly. Zonda on the outside and Gold Guru. They've got to the front together. Gold Guru and Zonda. The chest is on for the Kiwi now. 200 to go. Gold Guru and in front. Zonda coming at him on the outside. Gold Guru is digging though. He's 3/4 in front. Zonda won't get him from Hildon. Gold Guru hanging on. Gold Guru wins the Guineas a half length. Zonda 2 away. Third in the race is Hildon. Then Prince Stand Down, Behemoth ran on.
A late entry for the race. Gold Guru gave Greg Childs his second Guineas success. He's off to Sydney now for the big 3-year-old race.
He's always he tried his heart out, Zonda. I just don't think he's as good as Gold Guru. The runner I liked was Il Don, the third horse. He was the first horse under pressure. Damien had to pull the whip on him.
Bonner. $7.50, always aloof, and a bit of a tip here on track. Delinquent 14, Marble Halls $4.40, well in contention. $14 for Rustic Eagle, the favourite, is the Cox Plate winner, Dane Ripper at $2.90, and Second Coming is shown.
This way at the moment, 2 further back, Court of Honour. Dane Ripper is following, always aloof, 2 lengths to Marble Halls, a half further back, Batavian. 1.5 further back in the race, Rustic Dream. Then he's Regal, and the last pair are Doremus, who's gone up on the outside of Delinquent. Coming to the 600-metre mark, and it's on the inside, Second Coming. Just being ridden along a little now, as always, aloof second. Court of Honour bottled up, Dane on the outside. Dane Ripper went up fourth when they come to the bend. At the 500-metre mark, Second Coming in front. Always aloof is under pressure, and further out, Dane Ripper, who's been tailed home by Marble Halls. Court of Honour held up, 2 to Batavian, further back, Rustic Dream, Delinquent, and Doremus. Dane Ripper going well, goes up to Second Coming at the 300-metre mark. Now King lets her down. She draws a half, now a length in front. Over Second Coming. Oh, look at her sprint now for that. Oh, away she goes, Dane Ripper. She put 3 on Marble Halls. And running on is Delinquent. It's all over, though. Dane Ripper, Bart's got his 13th Australian Cup. Dane Ripper canters home by 4 lengths. Delinquent second, ahead away. Third is Marble Halls.
Comes Dane Ripper now. Dane Ripper has raced up on the outside at the 250-metre mark to challenge for the lead. She pours the pressure on Dane Ripper and race 2 in front. From always aloof, Marble Halls. Here's Delinquent on the outside, but it's all Dane Ripper. Bart Cummings and Stephen King 5 in front, and Dane Ripper bolts in the Australian Cup. Delinquent got second. Another Cummings, Quinella. Marble Halls third.
Winner, a sweet victory for Stephen King, who missed partnering Let's Elope to her Australian Cup win due to suspension.
I've been a bit frustrated in that race. Last year I got pipped by Octagonal.
And Bart will try to keep on winning up in Sydney, where Dane Ripper's headed for the Weight for Age races.
You know, we saw a very special mare. It was shades of Let's Elope, I felt, didn't you? In fact, with Shiver's Revenge running second to Let's Elope and Delinquent running second here, they're probably similar horses too. But Keith, this was breathtaking.
This is a very soft win. She's very good. The opposition's not strong, Bruce. Handicapper's run second, Delinquent, but that was the softest win. The margin could have been 6 lengths.
With the Group 1 Canterbury Guineas, it's the first leg of Sydney's 3-year-old Triple Crown, and hoping to spoil the locals party is the filly from across the Tasman, Tycoon Lil.
On the fence, followed by Irish Air, and then Making Fay and Brave Prince. Well back is South Bend. Dies hard at work on Tie the Knot as they come to the turn, followed by Simonet, and then Pursuits and Pleasure Giver last as they come around the corner, where Tycoon Lil is giving a great sight. Tycoon Lil is well clear, straightening up over Adam, conspicuously in third place, followed by Irish Air. Brave Prince, Tie the Knot is 100 to 1 inside the 200 mark, and Tycoon Lil has exploded away. Tycoon Lil put about 4 lengths on Tricove, getting up on the fence, followed by conspicuously and Brave Prince, but Tycoon Lil, she's going to bolt in. Tycoon Lil, it's another tidal light, wins the Guineas by 5 or 6 lengths to Tricove and Brave Prince as they come around the corner, where Tycoon Lil is giving a great sight. Tycoon Lil is well clear, straightening up over Adam, conspicuously in third place, followed by Irish Air. Brave Prince, Tie the Knot is 100 to 1 inside the 200 mark, and Tycoon Lil has exploded away. Tycoon Lil put about 4 lengths on Tricove, getting up on the fence, followed by conspicuously and Brave Prince, but Tycoon Lil, she's going to bolt in. Tycoon Lil, it's another tidal light, wins the Guineas by 5 or 6 lengths to Tricove and Brave Prince.
Tap of a good one of the past, but what does it say for Brave Prince and Tie the Knot? And I just wonder aloud, what does it say now for Gold Guru and Zonda if he goes on? Because that Melbourne staying form, I think, will be superior to the colts up here now.
Well, you think that, Bruce. You may think as you wish, but I would just like to point out that it was a sprint home. I'm not making any excuses. I thought our 3-year-olds were a little bit disappointing. Look at Tie the Knot, definitely disappointing, but as Shane Dye pointed out, Tie the Knot still run home in about 34. He can't do much better than that. The pattern of the race did suit the winner, but regardless of patterns, she would be too good for those colts and geldings, but I just don't know whether Gold Guru is better than they are. Will be competitive.
Tomorrow's $1 million Moonee Valley Oaks is the culmination of Melbourne's successful autumn carnival.
Palace is even money favourite. Champagne's a 2 to 1 chance. She's the second favourite with punters.
Gliding Lights 12 to 1. Spot of Magic out by 6 lengths. Lavolta 2 lengths to Champagne. A length and a half to Gliding Light on the inside. Then Snow Beauty. Kensington Palace Hall still hasn't gone on her. Followed by Welcome Aboard, Protege and Lahar when they came past the 600. And Spot of Magic only 3 lengths. Lavolta and Champagne called on for the run. 2 lengths Gliding Light and 2 lengths away Kensington Palace. Now she's asked to go and she's starting to hit top gear. Spot of Magic only a length in front. Champagne's claiming her quickly with Lavolta. And 3 lengths back then came Kensington Palace and Gliding Light. Champagne took the lead on the home turn and dashed a length in front of Spot of Magic and Lavolta. Kensington Palace coming down the outside. Champagne with a good lead. She's more than 2 lengths in front of Kensington Palace and Lavolta. Champagne in front. Kensington Palace is flashing home when it's all over. Too late, I think. I reckon Champagne knows Kensington Palace. Photo third, Lavolta or Glide. 3 lengths back then came Kensington Palace and Gliding Light. Champagne took the lead on the home turn and dashed a length in front of Spot of Magic and Lavolta. Kensington Palace coming down the outside. Champagne with a good lead. She's more than 2 lengths in front of Kensington Palace and Lavolta. Champagne in front. Kensington Palace is flashing home when it's all over. Too late, I think. I reckon Champagne knows Kensington Palace. Photo third, Lavolta or Gliding Light. A long way in front of Spot of Palace.
It was, in fact, a dead heat, fitting perhaps between these two outstanding fillies. The clashes await in Sydney as both Champagne and Kensington Palace head north for the AJC Oaks and Darwin.
The best fillies and mares in the land are contesting the Group 1 Coolmore Classic. The early...
590, Blue Storm 1080, Amber 4880, Stonyfell Road. Have a look at these tote prices. Number 1 Will Fly from Melbourne is showing at $13 at the moment. Rose of Danehill, 90, 16.30 for Shindig. Greeting at 23.90. Camino Rose 29.60.
Camino led by Camino Rose, Will Fly staging 3 deep. At the head of the others came On Air, followed by Sabile, Stella Cadente 3 deep. A gap to only a lady, Stonyfell Road's never been on the track, followed by Greeting and Prairie, and Shindig is last. Inside the 600 mark, Dantalar the leader in a fast run. Coolmore only ahead to Amber. Rose of Danehill is perched on the fence third, followed by Arletty. Blue Storm 3 and 4 deep, Cop the Little Trouble on the corner. Further back is On Air getting a run up on the rail, and then Camino Rose followed by Staging and Will Fly. In the straight 300 out, Dantalar and Amber fighting it out. Rose of Danehill into the clear. Arletty is running on, and here's Camino Rose getting the split in the centre, and she went through like a jackrabbit. Camino Rose hit the lead. Here come the swoopers, Stella Cadente and Shindig at 100 miles an hour. She's come from near last and blows them away. Shindig wins the Coolmore from either Camino Rose or Stella Cadente, and then On Prairie, and Shindig is last. Inside the 600 mark, Dan back is On Air getting a run up on the rail, and then Camino Rose followed by Staging and Will Fly. In the straight 300 out, Dantalar and Amber fighting it out. Rose of Danehill into the clear. Arletty is running on, and here's Camino Rose getting the split in the centre, and she went through like a jackrabbit. Camino Rose hit the lead. Here come the swoopers, Stella Cadente and Shindig at 100 miles an hour. She's come from near last and blows them away. Shindig wins the Coolmore from either Camino Rose or Stella Cadente, and then On Air followed by Blue Storm, Staging, Greeting.
Ranks young Lenny Beasley. Shindig has paid $17.10. 450 has paid $2.90.
Attention is on the showdown between Dane Ripper and Might and Power. It's their first clash since the St George Stakes 3 weeks ago.
George, Dane Ripper draws away. In front of Intergaze, who wants to race early. Craig Carmody trying to steady him up at the girth of Might and Power. Gold Guru drops onto the fence third, followed by Court of Honour. Goes Might and Power. Winner of the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups last year. He is a dashing front runner. Might and Power at the 1400 mark goes out to lead by 5 lengths to Moss Downs on the outside of Intergaze. 3 to Gold Guru on the inside of Court of Honour. Downs on the outside of Intergaze as Cassidy slows up and stacks them up behind him. Court of Honour running fourth, followed by Gold Guru, and then Dane Ripper, followed by Delinquent and Vitronite last. 12 off the lead, and Jimmy's off again on Might and Power. Stop-start tactics. We haven't seen a ride like this for years in a weight for age race. Might and Power by a length and a half to Moss Downs, 2 to Intergaze, 2.5 to Court of Honour, followed by Gold Guru, Dane Ripper, and then Delinquent and Vitronite. Now the Kiwi Moss Downs is throwing down the gauntlet to Might and Power. They're level pegging as they come to the turn. 2 lengths away, flat to the boards, into goes. Gold Guru is also hard at it. And then Court of Honour, followed by Delinquent Dane Ripper, 5 deep on the turn. Vitronite last into the straight. Around the corner, Moss Downs takes a narrow lead from Might and Power. A length away, into goes, running on. Gold Guru pulled to the outside. York is looking for a passage on Delinquent as they come down to the 200. Might and Power fighting back, got his head in front again. On the outside is Gold Guru. Delinquent blocked for a run. Vitronite is getting up near the fence. Gold Guru hits the lead. Might and Power coming again. Gold Guru too good though, and Gold Guru coming away on the line beat Might and Power. Jimmy Cassidy's daring tactics almost paid off. Vitronite will be third, Delinquent fourth. Didn't have a lot of luck in the straight, followed by Moss Downs, then Dane Ripper from Court of Honour.
At Rosehill yesterday.
Yes, well, Jim Cassidy received yet another stretch. It's been quite a week for Jim Cassidy. Obviously, friction between him and Jack Denham, and I think a holiday bit of fishing would do Jim the world. He would come back.
He was quickened up early, then got a big lead, and then put the brakes on. I think he overdid it slightly.
No, I think he was basically riding to instructions. He's had to half nurse the horse. Don't forget of that race. That was a stayers race. You see Delinquent running such a good race. Now, Dane Ripper beat Delinquent by 4 lengths last start in the Australian Cup. Dane Ripper, well, I thought definitely she was disappointing. The question has been posed whether Dane Ripper is as good in Sydney as she is in Melbourne. Bart Cummings, Gold Guru, she was never going to get into the race.
Gold Guru, probably unfairly, has been in the shadows. When we look at his form card now, he's had 5 starts at 2,000 metres or beyond for 4 wins and a pretty good run in the Victoria Derby. He's made it to the top level now, hasn't he?
New Zealanders will also figure heavily in the Rosehill Guineas, the second leg of Sydney's 3-year-old Triple Crown. There are 3 lining up: Zonda, Second Coming, and the smart filly Tycoon Lil, well deserved of her early favouritism.
Either not during the week with blinkers on. He's not having them today, but he'll run very, very well with a faster pace and not such a sprint home. I'm sure she can be beat.
It's in that race. Number 1, Zonda, is at $5.30. Number 2, Tie the Knot at $6.90. Number 3, Tycoon Lil, the hot favourite at $2.10. Simon A.
Off and running in the Guineas, came away in a pretty good line. Brave Prince of neck back Simone, a length to Tie the Knot, followed by Tricove, and the last couple of Zonda and Pursuits. Past the 800 mark, and it's Tycoon Lil the leader. By a length to Irish Air, Second Coming is third. Brave Prince fourth on the outside, and then Simone, followed by Tie the Knot. Zonda now coming out 3 deep, but is under heavy pressure. He'll have to get moving from there, followed by Tricove and Pursuits as they come around the corner where it's Tycoon Lil, and Cooksley's got a lapful of horse. Tycoon Lil shot away, turning for home. Put about 4 lengths on Irish Air, followed by Simone, Brave Prince. Tie the Knot on the extreme outside is starting to run on well, but Tycoon Lil is a mile in front past the 200, led by about 4 lengths on Tie the Knot, getting to second, and Simone running a mighty race. Tycoon Lil is feeling the pinch. Here's Tie the Knot. He's got the filly. Tie the Knot swoops on Tycoon Lil. Oh, Tycoon Lil kicked again. The filly's come again right on the line, and gee, right in the last stride, there's nothing in it. Tie the Knot and Tycoon Lil shot away, turning for home. Put about 4 lengths on Irish Air, followed by Simone, Brave Prince. Tie the Knot on the extreme outside is starting to run on well, but Tycoon Lil is a mile in front past the 200, led by about 4 lengths on Tie the Knot, getting to second, and Simone running a mighty race. Tycoon Lil is feeling the pinch. Here's Tie the Knot. He's got the filly. Tie the Knot swoops on Tycoon Lil. Oh, Tycoon Lil kicked again. The filly's come again right on the line, and gee, right in the last stride, there's nothing in it. Tie the Knot and Tycoon Lil. Simone has run a mighty race at Long. Coming is weakened to run last in the Daily Telegraph Rosehill Guineas.
Guide. There's nowhere in that you can find how one horse, Tie the Knot, can improve about 7 lengths and beat
Oh, beautiful. Let's see him.
That's not worth
overacting.
Can I say one thing? You've had a lot of
free lunch in front in the Canterbury Guineas. Di did state that under those circumstances, Tie the Knot could not get into the race. It was also known that Tie the Knot, Tycoon Lil was going to do it much harder yesterday. All of those factors, well, you Keith could well argue and show us the form guide that Tie the Knot improved roughly 7 lengths. Well, point out too that the filly went into the Canterbury Guineas a hard, fit, seasoned filly. Our 3-year-olds were underdone. I'm not saying racing on protest. York was suspended, fined $1,000, but I think Brian York might have been fined far more severely if he doesn't lodge a successful appeal, because Brian York was the forerunner to get the ride on Might and Power in the Mercedes next Saturday.
The big ones, the Group 1 races, and there's one coming up. Shane 2. Let's look at this tote update. Kensington Palace at 280. She's the favourite. Champagne at 360. 720 for Only a Lady. She's been backed in the ring as well today, expecting an improvement. On air, $8.10, 30.
3/4 away, On Air in a good spot. Only a Lady is next on the fence. Kensington Palace is starting a fast forward move. She was out 3 deep. Damien Oliver couldn't see much point in that, and away he goes on Kensington Palace, who races up now to join for the moment. Gliding Light in 3rd place, Zarcheline 4th, and then On Air, Only a Lady, followed by Bonanova. Zarcheline knuckled over and all but fell there. Further back in the field as they come to the turn, Champagne, who'll need a bit of luck, followed by Massa War, and then Platonic and County Miss last as they come to the corner. 500 metres out for the moment. The leader got away from Gliding Light and Nova Nadim. In trouble, Kensington Palace, flat to the boards, turning for home, followed by Zarcheline, and then On Air, and Champagne is looking for the way out. She's into the clear now, but giving them a tidy start for the moment. Running a hell of a race at long odds is well clear. On Air getting to second, Only a Lady running on, and here's Champagne. Champagne flowing freely. Look at her go. Champagne on the outside has raced up to On Air. Champagne and On Air coming to the line, locked together. It's a ding-dong go. Champagne, On Air, Champagne. Champagne by a breath to On Air. On Air getting to second, Only a Lady running on, and here's Champagne. Champagne flowing freely. Look at her go. Champagne on the outside has raced up to On Air. Champagne and On Air coming to the line, locked together. It's a ding-dong go. Champagne, On Air, Champagne. Champagne by a breath to On Air. For the moment, battled on for 3rd. She ran a huge race. Then Only a Lady.
Okay, number 4, 2 Champagne if she gets it. A very close finish, $3.20 and $1.50. Number 4, On Air at $2.40.
Memorable moments in racing history when Octagonal won the Mercedes Classic. There's no Big O in the $1 million race this year, but there is Might and Power and the smart 3-year-old from Adelaide, Gold Guru, who can...
I think the 2,400 metres will suit him. Right, Doremus at 13.30. Might and Power eased a little, about 11 to 8 on the tote, $1.70. 4.30 for Gold Guru and Firming. And
Remus. 1,000 metres out in the Mercedes Classic, and York again quickens up on Might and Power. He leads by a length and a half to Always Aloof in 3rd place. Gold Guru, Vitronite nearly a length away, 1 off the fence, followed by Moss Downs, a neck away Delinquent, and 2 lengths away last Doremus. There's been no change in the order. Might and Power's now putting the acid on them. He leads by 2 lengths to Always Aloof, who's given a cut with the whip. Dye's hard at work on Gold Guru. Larry Cassidy's hard at work on Vitronite as they come to the turn. Might and Power's in full flight on the corner. He led by a length and a half to Gold Guru, getting to second, but under desperate riding. Might and Power kept away. Might and Power 2 lengths on Gold Guru, desperately ridden. Moss Downs is running on gamely, but Might and Power coming to the 200, raced away, put about 4 lengths on Gold Guru. He is going to give them a galloping exhibition. The champ is back, the Moratus Marvel. Might and Power racing away. Good on you, son. Might and Power bolted in. Gold Guru second, about 6 lengths away. A close riding Might and Power kept away. Might and Power 2 lengths on Gold Guru, desperately ridden. Moss Downs is running on gamely, but Might and Power coming to the 200, raced away, put about 4 lengths on Gold Guru. He is going to give them a galloping exhibition. The champ is back, the Moratus Marvel. Might and Power racing away. Good on you, son. Might and Power bolted in. Gold Guru second, about 6 lengths away. A close 3rd, Doremus, a great run, followed by Vitronite. Moss Downs.
Might and Power was just far too good. 5 Might and Power, $1.70 and $1.40. 6 Gold Guru, $1.80. And no...
The horse, when he straightened up and you're able to kick 4 lengths in front.
Oh, what a horse, mate. He's just awesome. He's just so strong. I mean, he gets away from him. He gives them no hope.
The very... How in the hell are they going to beat him in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes at Randwick? Darren Beeman, I don't know how. Darren Beeman, I don't know how.
It'll be just a walkover. You know, this horse has won a Caulfield Cup, Melbourne Cup, and you know, in this race today, they're the 3 major staying events of Australia. So, you know,
better than that. Keith, we know who's going to be Horse of the Year after yesterday. No argument.
Might and Power, that was his first weight for age win yesterday, Bruce, so he's got the whole scope. Now, well, in your terms, he's special, Bruce.
He was as good as Saintly and Octagonal yesterday. He was a super horse. Let's have a look at it.
Point I once had to do a story trying to find out the true meaning of the word champion. What is a champion? I went around to trainers and jockeys looking for the answer of this question. And Arthur Ward, the old jockey, came up with the best description. He said a champion racehorse is one that not only beats other good horses, but donkey licks them. And that's what we saw with Might and Power yesterday.
Gay Waterhouse has 2 chances to win her 5th straight Doncaster handicap at Randwick on Saturday. One of them is on board. But her best hope is the old campaigner, Juggler.
Jive. Well, he's been the bridesmaid juggler in this race 2 years ago, and I would love to see him win it. He knows decision.
Cummings, Dane Ripper and Catalan Opening, 2 excellent chances. Which one do you favour?
Well, Ken, if the weather stays like this, it'll be, I think it'll be an advantage for Catalan Opening. He likes a very firm track, and he, in the past, he hasn't performed well in anything rain-affected going. But on the other hand, Dane Ripper, she can handle the sting out of the ground and doesn't like it too hard at all. So 2 horses there.
540, surprisingly, is not quite favourite now. Quick Flick has just nudged him out. Catalan Opening at 42.40, 580 for Dane Ripper. Iron Horse 28.30 and Horse 28.30, and Counter is a scratching. 37.20 for Intergaze. Marble Hall's $20.70. 5.30 for Quick Flick. Pengulu is a scratch. 11 confiscated, $20 plus. Des's Dream at $26.10. Monet's Cove is out.
Confiscate, and then Corporate James, who can't get on the track. Blazing Steel, 4 lengths off the lead today. Followed by Dane Ripper, 3 deep as Pleasure Giver. On the fence, Intergaze, a gap then to Marble Halls. Followed by Juggler, Des's Dream. Shindig and Catalan Opening well back. Followed by Brave Prince and Monopolisers last in the Doncaster. 700 out as they near the turn. Quick Flick is the leader over Iron Horse. Confiscate, 3 deep. Banner Headline on the fence. He's had a beautiful run. Followed by Blazing Steel, Corporate James, 3 and 4 deep. Intergaze with nowhere to go. Followed by Dane Ripper. Then Pleasure Giver, Catalan Opening right off the track as Juggler as they come around the turn. Quick Flick is the leader. Quick Flick is just in front. Iron Horse has grabbed him. Iron Horse on the outside reached the lead for the Lone Star Syndicate. Iron Horse and Chrissy Munch shot away from Quick Flick. Confiscate running on, followed by Catalan Opening, and here's Juggler thundering down the outside. Iron Horse is stopping. Catalan Opening grabs him. Juggler on the outside lunging, but Catalan Opening just in front. Juggler trying desperately, can't reach him. Catalan Opening has lasted to win the Doncaster by a head to Juggler. Iron Horse has run. Quick Flick is the leader. Quick Flick is just in front. Iron Horse has grabbed him. Iron Horse on the outside reached the lead for the Lone Star Syndicate. Iron Horse and Chrissy Munch shot away from Quick Flick. Confiscate running on, followed by Catalan Opening, and here's Juggler thundering down the outside. Iron Horse is stopping. Catalan Opening grabs him. Juggler on the outside lunging, but Catalan Opening just in front. Juggler trying desperately, can't reach him. Catalan Opening has lasted to win the Doncaster by a head to Juggler. Iron Horse has run third, second and third for the Waterhouse stable.
And that's the start of the Len Beasley, Bart Cummings combination. Number 2, Catalan Opening, LB.
For win and a little. So I suppose Gelding may have corrected the problem about not handling a wet track. Sort of.
Who was beaten in the race?
Almost 5 in a row. It just would have been magnificent, wouldn't it?
Well, we're here. We'll be back for the 5th next year.
Good on you.
And it was the 5th success in the race for Bart Cummings. Catalan Opening getting out to the big odds of 33-1 on the wet ground.
Catalan Opening, can you believe 33-1 winning the Doncaster?
Oh, it was D-Day, D for Doncaster, but for me, D for Depression Day, Bruce, because this was the one that got away. It was only 3 weeks ago we were looking at his Newmarket run saying, wait for the Doncaster for him. I expected Randwick to be a Molosseum of mud. That's why I ignored Catalan Opening. That track must have been fantastic yesterday. 33-1.
Oh,
Catalan Opening make you cry.
We've got the tote. It's $2.40 for Doremus. Chief Contender $30.40. Delinquent $8.80. $4.70 for Tie the Knot. Praise Indeed at $12. Josh Sticks at $4.70.
Yet to race beyond 24. You don't really know till you try them, as you know. We hope he can. He's very relaxed. He's by Nasabor. Suggests he can.
Big one, the Swift Sydney Cup. Off on Chief Contender, and he's off on Big Opera. Big Opera taking off 3 wide now, and they're sprinting to the crossing at the 800. 2 lengths away, Josh Sticks, and then Delinquent, followed by Doremus, waiting to go. Tie the Knot is next, about 7 off the lead, followed by Zamigo, losing ground, and then Nazarich and Praise Indeed is back at the tail as they come to the 600 metres mark, and Big Opera goes to the front. One of the despised outsiders. Big Opera clear coming to the turn. Josh Dixis cruising to second. Doremus about to go up on the outside of them. Dropping off his Grand Escape, followed by Delinquent, and then Tie the Knot and Nazarich as they turn for home. Into the straight, Big Opera, Josh Dix, and Doremus on the outside is ranging up quickly. Tie the Knot is right on the heels of the top weight as they come over the rise. Doremus a length on Tie the Knot with a massive pull in the weights, getting out after him now. Hall goes for the whip on Doremus, the lightly weighted. Tie the Knot is coming at him strongly. Doremus and Tie the Knot. Tie the Knot on the outside takes a narrow lead over Doremus as they get near home, and with a huge pull in the weights, Tie the Knot will fall in. Tie the Knot by a neck to Doremus, gallant in defeat. Praise indeed third, and Doremus on the outside is ranging up quickly. Tie the Knot is right on the heels of the top weight as they come over the rise. Doremus a length on Tie the Knot with a massive pull in the weights, getting out after him now. Hall goes for the whip on Doremus, the lightly weighted. Tie the Knot is coming at him strongly. Doremus and Tie the Knot. Tie the Knot on the outside takes a narrow lead over Doremus as they get near home, and with a huge pull in the weights, Tie the Knot will fall in. Tie the Knot by a neck to Doremus, gallant in defeat. Praise indeed third, 8 lengths away, Josh Dix, followed by Delinquent.
Great ride by Shane Dye, an excellent ride by Greg Hall. I think both horses had their chances. I just think the Rising Star was just a little bit too good for the old stager on the day. The best back runner in the race, 4 Tie the Knot, 360, 160.
But a strong staying effort by the 3-year-old Tie the Knot to win at 11-4. He did have a pull of 8.5 kilos on Doremus.
He runs second on Doremus in such a great race in the Sydney Cup. I think in many ways you're pretty happy with the result.
Yeah, his record, it's quite incredible. And he's got to be the modern day best 2-mile or best stayer. We have seen some.
There's no doubt he has an incredible... He's up there. He's the 7th greatest earner we've ever had. I think he's a shade below Galilean, those horses, but he's up there. I mean, in his own time, he's as good a 2-miler as we've had, you know, for ages. Might and Power's probably a classier horse, but...
Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Last year, the People's Horse Octagonal beaten by Intergaze, but Brian York confident no horse will spoil Might and Power's party.
No, I don't think so. You know, he's going to race well. I'd like to see him on a dry track, but he's won in the heavy too, so...
Number 1, Catlan opening at $8.70, $2.90 for Juggler, been wealthy for Denamora. Might and Power, a shade of odds on, $1.80 for $1 investment. Intergaze, long odds today, $27.40, and Champagne is actually third favourite on the tote at $7.60.
Running in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, and Might and Power has been bustled out of the gate by Brian York, but he's not going to get the lead too easily. Juggler striding up on the outside, and Champagne is hunting up on the fence, and we've got a line of 3 early. Might and Power wants to over-race a bit now in the run to the first corner, led by about 3/4 to Juggler. Going up to the top turn at the 1100 mark, Might and Power led. The pace is a cracker. He's 2.5 in front of Juggler, who won't let him get too far away. In third place, dropping off a bit now, Champagne. The pace is furious. Followed by Danamora, ahead away into Gaze, and 2 to Catalan opening as they swing around the top turn. Coming to the crossing at the 800, Might and Power by 2.5 to Juggler. Stephen King is keeping Might and Power well in his sights. 2 to Champagne, being niggled a bit by Greg Childs, followed by Intergaze, Danamora, and Catalan opening is now pushing between horses. He's had a lovely quiet run in the race so far. Coming to the 600 metres mark, Might and Power, 2.5 to Juggler. Champagne is still there. Catalan opening getting to 4th as they near the turn, and then Danamora. Intergaze is under heavy pressure at the tail of the field. Might and Power leads for home. Might and Power's about 6 off the fence, led by 4 lengths to Champagne, getting to second. Juggler's gone. Catalan opening running on gamely, but Might and Power is a mile in front coming to the 200. He's put 5 lengths on Champagne. He's breaking their hearts. In third place, Catalan opening, Juggler really struggling. But ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the new star of the Australian turf. Might and Power making them look like second raters down to the line, 9 lengths, I'd say. Champagne second, Catalan opening third, Juggler third, Juggler fourth, Danam. The 600 metres mark, Might and Power, 2.5 to Juggler. Champagne is still there. Catalan opening getting to 4th as they near the turn, and then Danamora. Intergaze is under heavy pressure at the tail of the field. Might and Power leads for home. Might and Power's about 6 off the fence, led by 4 lengths to Champagne, getting to second. Juggler's gone. Catalan opening running on gamely, but Might and Power is a mile in front coming to the 200. He's put 5 lengths on Champagne. He's breaking their hearts. In third place, Catalan Opening, Juggler really struggling. But ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the new star of the Australian turf. Might and Power making them look like second raters down to the line, 9 lengths, I'd say.
The margin here was 10.5 lengths, putting Might and Power into...
Well, John Tapp said it all. He just blew them away. Look at him go. The further they went, the further he won by. Simon, he's a pretty good horse.
Is he a good horse? Seriously, he just travelled the whole distance. Look, to keep up what he's done from start to finish is just awesome. That wasn't an ordinary field. He made them look ordinary.
$1.80 and $1.30. Second was Champagne, $2.70.
Half-length win on jockey Brian York, confident the Brilliant Bay had more in his tank.
Oh, mate, he would have found another 2 or 3.
Really?
Yeah.
A mighty Stayers trainer, Jack Denham, every reason to smile, but...
Would you like to own a filly like Champagne? She's won $1 million, the first New Zealand filly to do that. Or a horse like Catalan Opening, who's maybe the best miler in Australia. Or Juggler, who's won $2 million. And Might and Power made them look like collectively Radish, didn't he?
Yeah, they're not Radish, are they?
They're not.
They are far from Radish. What did you think of his win yesterday?
Well, he obviously made it a chase, not a race, Bruce. He's world class. He proved that in Melbourne. He's proved it again in Sydney. And I think wherever he goes, he's always going to be the horse to beat.
Keith, I thought it would be in history. He's moved into the top 8 after yesterday. And Doremus still going, and Saintly hopefully will come back. But he's the one, I reckon, that might get to octagonal.
I think he can.
Can you get Yorkie off?
Margin, the official margin of 10.5 lengths was the greatest since at that level since Vane in the Craven A back in the early 60s.
Gee, that's a good comparison when he just blitzed them at Group 1. That's how How good is he, Jim?
I think he's the best horse I've seen in Australia since Kingston Town, to be honest, Bruce. I believe that.
Gee, that's a wrap, because we've had Better Loosen Up and, you know, Bow Rogue Saintleys and octagonals and all of that. I mean, he just careered away from them. When did you feel as if this was going to be a special horse?
I actually won a couple midweeks on him at Canterbury, and I just thought he had that so much of a will to win. He was beat a couple of times in midweek races, but he fought back and was able to win, and I thought he was Caulfield Cup material, and you know, the rest has been history. And
yeah, God. Keith, you've seen
that Might and Power's performance was just the best performance I've ever seen, and undoubtedly is the best horse since Kingston Town. That's my statement.
Yeah, he's a freak, Might and Power, isn't he, Mark? When I saw him win the Caulfield Cup like that, I was in shock for a week. Didn't think it had happened. So, and he's done that again to us on Saturday. So I'm sure we're going to get even bigger wins. And there's no doubt he's just the best horse I've seen. I didn't see Kingston Town in the flesh, but I have seen tapes of it. But this horse, I love it, our front runner. He just clicks up a gear, and he could have won by 15 lengths. Only Vane has won a Group 1 by further. He won the Craven Stakes of Flemington by 12 lengths. And Might and Power yesterday spread eagling his rivals over the 2,000 metres and ran very good time for a heavy track, 2:05. Juggler, now he'll head to Brisbane. 2 races up there, the Hollandale Cup at the Gold Coast and the Doomben Cup. He'll win both of those. And
the world's best stayer, Might and Power, has donkey-licked his rivals yet again, winning today's Group 2 Hollandale Cup in Queensland by 6 lengths. The winning margin would have been even greater had the Dual Cups winner not missed the start of the race.
The hearts of racegoers, the 4-year-old was sent out at the unbackable odds of 8-1 on in his first Queensland appearance, and despite missing the start, quickly reeled in the field en route to another block-busting win.
Summerbow on the outsiders running home well, and then Vitaman, but it's all Might and Power. York had a peep over the shoulder. He didn't get out of the gates all that well. It took him a while to get to the front, but he's 6, 7, 8 in front of Summerbow. The crowd are going berserk here. Might and Power, he's careered away. He's down. He won by a big margin.
In scenes reminiscent of
400 metres out, Might and Power. He's in full flight now. He's dashed away 5 lengths. Power. He's in full flight now. He's dashed away 5 lengths clear. In second berth, Click Click, followed by Jazak, and then Vitaman and Summerbow on the outside. But look at this big horse go. 150 metres out. He's all might. He's all power. Might and Power romping away in the run to the line. Yorkie puts the brakes on in the run to the post. He's won by 6 lengths.
It brings you to tears because you see an animal with the heart that the horse has got. He's just a trier and nothing else. All champions do, whether it be a footballer, a cricketer or whatever.
Everybody in Australia was watching on Wednesday at the Gold Coast. He is a great horse, Might and Power.
Yes, he is, Bruce, and I just hope that he goes for the Japan Cup, and I really think he's been rated the top handicapper in the world. And I think he'll really show them if he goes over there why he's rated the best stayer in the world.
To win that 1946 Doomben Cup
Right now, Might and Power is starting to be compared with greats like Bernborough. Today he takes another step on the way with his own tilt at the Doomben Cup after battling a career.
The way he's racing, honestly, all they can do is plan to run second, but, you know, unless some hiccup comes up. But he seems to have so much on the others at the moment, it's unbelievable. You know what...
It's little wonder Brisbane Turf Club officials have built today's entire program around him. The attraction is simple. It's not just the fact...
We're being a little because he sit handy and accelerate, so, and that's what's happened now. So, yeah, I think he'd be a great chance in an ARC or a Japan Cup or anything.
Yeah. He's nearly got to go to the...
Walk in the Group 1 $500,000 Doomben Cup.
Fatal 140. Might and Power, as I said, $1.10 for $1 investment or odds of 10 to 1 on. Intergaze and Summerbow are equal second favourites at about 12 to 1. Marble Halls, who I think will run second.
In the first time, Might and Power is the leader. Spirit of Oregon on his outside to the turn out of the straight, and they're 2.5 in front of Summerbow on the inside of Vitaman. Track 700 to go. Spirit of Oregon the leader, Might and Power on his outside, and now they're putting on the pressure. 2.5 to Summerbow, followed by Vitaman. I like him. Intergaze is starting to make ground, then Samojo, Sapio, Marble Hall, followed by Fatal, Gentlewind and Shindig. Might and Power hit the front at the top of the straight. York's riding him very hard. Intergaze is coming on the outside, so is Summerbow, and I like him. Mighty Power turn for home at the 300. Intergaze is coming after Might and Power. I like him in the middle than Summerbow. Might and Power in front. He's a length over Intergaze, trying hard, and I like him in the middle. Might and Power the leader, 100 to go. Intergaze can't pick him up. Might and Power in front. He's pulling out plenty. He's a champion, all right, Might and Power. He won the cup. Might and Power beat Intergaze. Third, I like him. Fourth, Marble Halls. Then...
So I knew that he'd just keep going. Well, Intergaze run a great race, you know. It's good to see him back because he is a great horse and he's a multiple Group 1 winner, so he's no slouch either.
In the earlier...
It would have been a little disappointing on face value. As soon as they posted the time, a new track record, taking a 2.5 seconds of the previous best, I don't think you can really say it was disappointing.
As an old race...
Yeah. Bruce, to put it into perspective, York said his win wasn't as good as it was at the Gold Coast in the Hollandale Cup, wasn't as good as it was in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes in Sydney. But you can't be at your absolute peak for the entire preparation. And he has come through a fairly solid preparation. So it was a great Might and Power yesterday, probably not the El Supreme a couple of weeks earlier.
He went past Doremus earlier in this campaign. He went past Mahogany and Rough Habit yesterday in the state earnings. He's up to number 5 all-time in Australia now, Might and Power. He's behind Octagonal. On the right is a number of Group 1 wins that these horses have won in their careers. So he's got Octagonal superimposed, Better Loosen Up, and he's almost up to Saintly. So he's getting close. There's been so much...
Took him on. They did it at the Vaux Road when he was in his heyday. They tried to take Might and Power on, and he broke the race record, Durbridge's race record, by around, I think it was 2-point-something seconds, which is around 10 lengths faster than what Durbridge went.
Track record, he broke it by 1.7 seconds or something. But then again...
Cup trail as well. But absolute champion, mate.
I want to...
The Stradbroke was elevated to $1 million race for the first time in '96 and was won by the Friedman brothers with Dana Singer. Last year, it was a preview of greatness with Dane Ripper storming home to beat the admirable Quick Flip. With General Dean having gone amiss, the betting market took on a sense of confusion, with the John Hawkes trained Malagua, who hadn't won for 13 months, starting favourite at 40.
Next in the middle, Zuccarino's in that bunch as well. Blazing Steel coming to the outside. Lowmaster monopolises, hooked to the extreme outside. It's Quick Flick in front, 300 metres to go. Show No Emotion is looming up dangerously on the outside. Show No Emotion has gone to the lead. City Hall is giving chase. Here comes Toledo and Monopolize. Monopolize is flying on the outside. 100 metres to go. Toledo and Monopolize. They're going to fight it out. It's Toledo on the inside of Monopolize. Yorkie's won the Stratty. It's Toledo was the first outside. Lowmaster monopolizes, hooked to the extreme outside. It's Quick Flick in front, 300 metres to go. Show No Emotion is looming up dangerously on the outside. Show No Emotion has gone to the lead. City Hall is giving chase. Here comes Toledo and Monopolize. Monopolize is flying on the outside. 100 metres to go. Toledo and Monopolize. They're going to fight it out. It's Toledo on the inside of Monopolize. Yorkie's won the Stratty. It's Toledo
was the first Group 1 victory.
Really got behind the thoroughbred racing, and a great performance by Toledo to win the Stradbroke, aided by a brilliant ride by York. He was just able to get him into the right.
They monopolised between the 300 and the 100, would have had sensational sectionals. I thought what was the most interesting thing in the last 50 metres, the way they race away from Blazing Steel and Mullagwa? So fast were these two horses going?
Yes, yes. Brilliant sectionals there, Bruce, in the last 600 metres of the race. Monopolise, I suppose you can offer it so far back, had to come so wide in that sort of time, like they were down pretty tight. It was an Australasian record, 120.2 for the 7 furlongs of the 1,400 metres. It's really going, but Toledo was the horse who was able to produce the goods on the day, and he just outgunned him in the run to the line.
Is he the best sprinter in Australia?
Under the line.
Is he the best sprinter in Australia? Second in the Newmarket, and has won the Stradbroke. You said yesterday the Stradbroke's the premier sprint in this country.
Exactly right. The Stradbroke is the premier sprint in the country, but no, he's not the best in Australia. Haven't you heard of General Nadine?
Oh, he's a Queenslander. That's right. No, actually, I'm a South Australian with Toledo, but I reckon you might be right on that one.
And he just outgunned him in the run to the line.
Is he the best sprinter in Australia? Second in the Newmarket, and has won the Stradbroke. You said yesterday the Stradbroke's the premier sprint in this country.
Exactly right. The Stradbroke is the premier sprint in the country, but no, he's not the best in Australia. Haven't you heard of General Nadine?
Oh, he's a Queenslander. That's right. No, actually, I'm a South